When was the last time someone touched you? Not a handshake. Not an accidental brush in a crowded place. A real touch. A hand on your shoulder. A hug that lasted more than 2 seconds. A moment where another human being made physical contact with you, and it felt safe. If you are struggling to remember, that silence is the answer. Because for 99.9% of human history, your ancestors were never alone like this. They slept touching each other. They groomed each other. They held each other through fear and pain and grief. Physical touch was not comfort. It was survival. And right now, in the most connected era in human history, millions of people are slowly dying from the absence of it. Scientists have a name for what you are feeling. They call it skin hunger. And what it is doing to the human body and mind is something that should terrify all of us. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you will never think about loneliness the same way again. You know this feeling. Even if you cannot name it. That hollow ache somewhere in your chest. That sense of being surrounded by people but still completely alone. You scroll through your phone. You send messages. You react to posts. You stay busy enough that you almost forget it is there. But then night comes. The screen goes dark. And something deep inside you, something ancient and wordless, reaches out for contact that never arrives. You are not weak for feeling this. You are not broken. Your body isn't broken. It's just remembering. It is remembering 300,000 years of constant human contact. Of skin against skin. Of hands that held and arms that wrapped around. And it is asking, desperately, biologically, urgently, why that contact has disappeared. But to understand why it matters so much, you need to go back. Much further than you think. Long before language existed, touch was the first human language. The only one. A mother holding her infant was not just showing love. She was keeping it alive. Primatologist Robin Dunbar at Oxford has spent decades studying the social behavior of our evolutionary ancestors. What he found is extraordinary. Early humans spent hours every day in physical contact with each other. Grooming, holding, resting against one another. This was not idle behavior. It was the social glue that held groups together. It was what made cooperation possible, what made survival possible. Dunbar called this the grooming revolution. And it rewired the human brain in ways that still govern your body today. Every time your skin makes contact with another person, your brain releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. But that name undersells it completely. Oxytocin does not just make you feel close to someone. It lowers cortisol. It reduces blood pressure. It strengthens the immune system. It signals to every cell in your body, you are safe. You are not alone. You do not need to stay in survival mode. For 300,000 years, the human nervous system received this signal every single day. Multiple times a day. Through touch so constant and so natural that no one even thought to name it. Till it disappeared. And here is where the story becomes deeply unsettling. Because what happens to a human body starved of touch, is not just emotional. It is physical. It is measurable. And it is happening right now to more people than anyone wants to admit. Researcher Tiffany Field at the Touch Research Institute in Miami has spent 30 years studying what happens to the human body without touch. The findings are not subtle. Touch-starved individuals show measurably higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that, over time, breaks down the immune system, disrupts sleep, accelerates aging, and increases the risk of heart disease. Without regular touch, the nervous system stays in a permanent low-level state of alarm. Not panic. Just a quiet, grinding, exhausting alertness that never fully switches off. The body is waiting, listening, scanning for a signal of safety that never comes. And it gets worse. Studies have found that premature babies who receive regular gentle touch gain weight faster, develop stronger immune systems, and show significantly better cognitive development than those who do not. Touch is not comfort for a newborn. It is nutrition. It is as essential as food. And that need does not disappear when we grow up. It simply becomes invisible. We stop asking for it. We stop admitting we need it. We call ourselves independent. We call ourselves fine. But the body keeps a different record. And that record tells a story most people never get to read. Till now. Because what researchers discovered next, about what touch starvation does to the brain, changes everything about how we understand the loneliness epidemic. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman at UCLA has studied the social brain for decades. What he found is one of the most important and most ignored discoveries in modern science. The human brain processes social pain, loneliness, rejection, isolation, in the exact same neural regions that process physical pain. This is not metaphor. This is neuroscience. When you feel truly alone, your brain experiences it the same way it experiences a physical wound. The same alarm fires. The same distress signals flood the system. The same cry for relief echoes through every circuit. Skin hunger is not an emotion. It is a pain response. And like all pain, if it goes untreated long enough, it begins to do lasting damage. The damage shows up in ways that look like other things. Depression that does not respond to medication. Anxiety that has no obvious source. A creeping numbness that makes once meaningful things feel hollow. An inability to feel truly present even in the company of others. Most people who experience these symptoms spend years searching for the cause. They change their diet. They adjust their sleep. They try meditation and therapy and medication. And some of those things help. But almost none of them address the oldest, deepest, most biological need that is going unmet. The need to be touched. By another human being. Regularly. Without apology. Go back. Find your earliest memory of being held. Maybe it was a parent's arms around you when you were small and frightened. Maybe it was a grandparent's hand on yours. Maybe it was a friend who sat close enough that your shoulders touched and somehow everything felt less impossible. Notice how that memory feels in your body right now. There is something almost physical in it. A warmth. A loosening. A sense of being, for just a moment, completely safe. That is not nostalgia. That is your nervous system recognizing the signal it was built to receive. That is 300,000 years of human biology responding to the memory of contact. Now think about how rarely that signal arrives today. We live in a world of screens and distance and carefully maintained personal space. We have replaced the hand on the shoulder with the emoji. The hug with the voice note. The warmth of another human body with the cold glow of a phone held in the dark. And somewhere in the gap between what we were built for and what we are actually receiving, something is breaking. Quietly. Slowly. In millions of people who describe feeling numb, empty, overwhelmed, and utterly alone in a world that has never been more technically connected. Your family dynamics shaped how much touch you received as a child. And research shows that children who receive less physical affection grow into adults who find it harder to ask for touch, and harder to recognize how desperately they need it. This is the core of everything. The biological mismatch. Your body was built for a world where touch was constant, natural, and never questioned. A world where you slept pressed against other warm bodies. Where hands reached for hands without thinking. Where physical closeness was not intimacy, it was just life. And now you live in a world where touch requires permission, context, and careful navigation. Where strangers do not touch. Where colleagues do not touch. Where even friends sometimes go months without any physical contact at all. The mismatch between what your ancient nervous system needs and what your modern life provides is not small. It is vast, and it is making people sick in ways that the healthcare system does not have a category for. Here is what I promised you at the beginning. The thing that changes how you see this. The human body has a system, an ancient, precise, biological system, specifically designed to receive healing through touch. It is called the C-tactile afferent system. A network of specialized nerve fibers found only in hairy skin. They respond to one thing above all others. Slow, gentle, stroking touch at a specific speed, around 3 to 5 centimeters per second. The speed of a hand moving gently across a shoulder. The speed of a parent stroking a child's head. When these fibers are activated, and only when they are activated in this specific way, the brain releases a flood of oxytocin, reduces cortisol, and shifts the entire nervous system from alarm to calm. Your body was not just built to want touch. It was built with a dedicated biological system to receive it. A system that has been waiting, quietly, patiently, for years in many cases, for the contact it was designed for. You are not needy. You are not weak. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for exactly what 300,000 years of human evolution says you were always supposed to have.